Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and everyone. Today we are going to talk about the basics of mathematics. This is Sir Raymond. First, we are going to have our objectives. At the end of the discussion, the learners are expected to define a quadratic equation, rewrite a quadratic equation to standard form, identify the quadratic term, the linear term, and the constant. Let's review on expanding the product. Example 1. X times the quantity x plus 2. We are going to use distributive property. So we have x times x, we'll get x squared. And then we'll have x times positive 2, we'll have 2x. Final answer is x squared plus 2x. Example 2. Quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 1. This time we are going to use the FOIL method, or the first, outer, inner, last. So let's start. X times x, or the first terms, will get x squared. Outer terms, x times negative 1, will have negative x. Inner terms, 3 times x, will have positive 3x. Then the last terms, we have 3 times negative 1, we have negative 3. Then we are going to combine similar terms. Therefore, we have x squared, sum of the two, positive 2x, and negative 3. So your final answer is x squared plus 2x minus 3. What about t plus 2 squared? This is an example of a square of a binomial. And in doing this, we are going to follow 3 steps. First, we have to square the first term. So we have t squared. Twice the product of the first and the second term. So therefore, we have positive 4t. Then square the last term. So we have positive 4. Final answer is t squared plus 4t plus 4. A perfect square trinomial. What is a quadratic equation? A quadratic equation in one variable is a mathematical sentence of degree 2 that can be written in the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. In the equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, ax squared is called the quadratic term, bx is the linear term, c is called the constant. Why do you think a must not be equal to 0 in the equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0? The equation will become a linear equation if a is equal to 0. Example 1. Is 4x squared plus 8x minus 3 equal to 0 a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation in standard form, where 4x squared is the quadratic term, 8x is the linear term, and negative 3 is the constant, where a is equal to 4, b is equal to 8, and c is equal to negative 3. Example 2. Is x times the quantity x minus 2 equals to 5 a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation. But first, we are going to change this one into a standard form. To write an equation in standard form, expand the product and make one side of the equation be equal to 0. So we have to use distributive property first. And we have x squared negative 2x is equal to 5. Then let's apply additive inverse to equate the equation into 0. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 5 minus 5. Where your negative 5 there is your additive inverse. Therefore, we have x squared minus 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. X squared is the quadratic term, negative 2x is the linear term, and negative 5 is the constant, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to negative 5. Example 3. Quantity s plus 3 squared plus 4 is equal to 4s plus 3. Is this a quadratic equation? Let's find out. First, let us try to get the value of a square of a binomial. So we have to square the first term. We have s squared twice the product of the first and the second term. So we have positive 6s, and square the last term, and we have positive 9. And then let's just copy plus 4 is equal to 4s plus 3. Now, s squared plus 6s plus 9 plus 4 is equal to 4s plus 3. Remember that 9 and 4 can be added and will become 13. So therefore, we have s squared plus 6s plus 13 is equal to 4s plus 3. Let's apply additive inverse of 4s plus 3, which is s squared plus 6s plus 13 minus 4s minus 3, and so as on the other side, minus 4s minus 3. The purpose of this is to equate the right side of the equation be equal to 0. So therefore, we have s squared plus 2s plus 10 is equal to 0, where s squared is the quadratic term, 2s is the linear term, 10 is the constant term, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to 10. I hope you learned something today. See you next time. This is Sir Raymond signing off.